G'day and thanks for checking into the Breathless Blog today. I'm going to be upfront straight away and confess that no, actually right now I haven't been on a run. But it's fair to say that in a metaphorical sense, there is a breathless element going on at the moment, given the last couple of weeks I've had. And at the moment I'm in Longreach. This is the last bit of light in a pretty amazing little sunset behind me, and I've resisted all temptation to take a photograph because I've sort of listened to myself a little bit and understand that just within myself and trying to let everything of the last couple of weeks sink in, that I probably just need to actually verbalise and get a bit of stuff out has been the real benefit of these blogs. I know a couple of people are watching them, which is great. Thanks so much for your very kind feedback. But the last couple of weeks they've just shifted the axis a bit. And to sum it up, while I always knew that as a photographer and photography could be so fulfilling, I just probably didn't ever imagine that it could be as deeply fulfilling and enjoyable seems like too shallow a word. Just such an experience that by connecting with people and the things around me has been able to give me such a deep sense of fulfillment and satisfaction in the work that I do, and largely that's just got everything to do with connecting with people and understanding and trying to learn more about their story. And the last couple of weeks I've been so privileged as part of Nudgee College's Reflection portrait project to connect with some of our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander families as part of the college community. And I guess having grown up around Aboriginality and Indigenous cultures of all different types, I'd like to think that, my experience in trying to, better understand and embrace. Wow, I have no idea what that bird is, but it's making a hell of a lot of noise. I'd like to think that as I've got older, especially in the last couple of years, that I've tried so hard to better understand people from different cultures. And I guess that's having done a fair bit of travel in the last, say, 10 years as well. But to quote a lady that I've caught up in the last week or so, that it's really hard to think outside the box unless you've been outside the box. And that's something that really struck a chord with me. And look, I know I'm rambling a bit, but I'm just a bit all over the shop. I'm trying to really surmise, arguably some of the greatest experiences of my life, but certainly my photography life. Last week I had some time up in Bamaga, up in Thursday Island, Horn Island, very, very briefly. And that was meeting a couple of families up there who identify as being Torres Strait Islander. And just to spend some time in and around their families is such a privileged position to be in. But it was such a quick little trip, from Cairns to Bamaga, Thursday Island. But in that time, I was still able to do some travel with the Wasu family just around Bamaga itself, and then the Mills family on Thursday Island, and to sit and listen to their story and basically who they are and try and engage that was just amazing. In the sense of in both families, but to spend a full day with the Wasus and to have lunch and dinner and share a meal and get to meet some extended family was really, really powerful stuff. I tried turtle and dugong for the first time as part of some, mainstream but culturally significant meals for them. And I just trying to make sense of what it means and feels like just to be in that environment and to be welcomed so freely and so warmly. And the last couple of days I've had with the Harbour family, just up the road here in Winton, has just been a really eye-opening, heartfelt, somewhat overwhelming experience, to be honest. Now, I've had probably a little bit more to do with the Harbour family just through my connection with Nudgy, as both boys being students, but also then staff. And I didn't have so much to do with another fella, Sam, and one of the brothers as such, but just getting to know that family. But then I've had a couple of days with them, and I think the thing I enjoyed actually about the last couple of weeks in any case has just been time. A lot of the Reflections project to date has been, you know, even though catching up with people over the, say, let's call it a couple of hours, seems like a long time, but actually to spend days with people and to be able to sleep over and spend a night. And I think time brings a sense of calm to the workflow that I've been able to do. And, you know, time for myself to not feel like I'm rushed to have to take photos of literally everything that I, you know, sort of go into tourist mode and go snap, snap, snap. But to be quite considered that when I do raise a camera, that I know that I'm doing it because I've connected emotionally with what I'm going to photograph. But also time for the other people and the families to get to know me and not feel like it's hard and fast speed dating interview stuff. And, you know, I think the photographs that I've been able to come away with reflect that. And, you know, some of the stuff that we've covered and spoken about, and that I feel so privileged to have shared with me through the eyes of, you know, family and community that acknowledge culture as being such a broader term than 10,000 years of 50,000 years of history to lead to where we are today, but to explain and let me try and understand that culture is such a living and breathing, evolving thing that encompasses not only all the things that have happened before in thousands of years, the last 250 years, but that idea of having a contemporary culture that's still a living and breathing and evolving thing born out of resilience and some hardship, but also a really deep connection to where they're from. It's just blown me away, to be honest. Like it's been a couple of days since I've been in Winton, and I'm just still trying to find my feet and my bearings with how I, you know, connect to a lot of the stories, but explanations and meaning that I've been so lucky to have shared with me, but also to how then I embrace the second part of the Reflections project, which is, of course, in addition to the photography aspect, which I'm so comfortable with, being able to then write and create something that's in a literary sense, you know, going to do the experience of have justice. So look, I just wanted to unload a little bit and I guess share that. I'm going to share some images at the end of this, and I can't share too many because obviously there's some, I suppose, a bit of a surprise element to what's going to come out in the book and be shared social media wise in the coming weeks and months. But I will share a couple, and I think as I tried to share with the families that I've been with is that, you know, for me, that emotional and storytelling and connectedness part of the photography that I try and live and breathe and bring to every shoot is really what connects me to the work I do and then the stories I'm engaging with. And having had a proper look just this afternoon at some of those images, I'm pretty chuffed with what I've been able to come away with. I think there's a really strong story element that represents the family aspect of their lives, and yeah, I don't know, the hamster's fallen off the wheel again, so please forgive me for being a little bit, I don't know, rambly and distant this afternoon. But look, to sum it all up, it's just been the most beautiful couple of weeks, something more than I could ever have imagined this project offering me at a personal level. But also, like I said at the start, I just underestimated and probably couldn't imagine what photography as an art form and as a way of life, more so than a job or career, has actually been able to give me. So look, I hope you enjoy a couple of images I'll share with you. Until next time, this has been the Breathless Blog. How good's that? From Longreach in Queensland. Till next time, thanks very much. Thanks.